Okay, they're all in, I think. Jerry Hannon, our commentator.
Flag is raised, and the 12 are safely loaded. And they're off. Alatar missed the break of fraction in this opening Irish EBF 2-year-old maiden over a mile. And it's Jürgen on the inside of Mogul, showing in front in these early stages of Shoshone Warrior. And to their outside is King of the Throne as they settle down the end of the first furlong, and it's Mogul. And between horses Jürgen and King of the Throne, leading them on to the elbow, followed by Shechem. Fiscal Prudence is on the outside, and they're followed by Dark Voyager and Nobel Prize, the dark blue jacket. Blue cap of Shoshone Warrior, and they're followed by Praise You, with Manhattan Dandy and Camelot Rock, and Alatar is at the back of the field in a red cap. Continuing on, the leader is Mogul. Ryan Moore showing a little over a length in front of King of the Throne and Gary Carroll second. Third is Jürgen. Declan McDonough in the orange and blue, and they're being followed inside the halfway stage by Shechem and Chris Hayes. Fiscal Prudence is on the outside of pushed along Shoshone Warrior and Dark Voyager. Nobel Prize and Alatar, and then Camelot Rock. Praise You and Manhattan Dandy. Just over 2 to go. In front is Mogul, a couple of lengths clear from Shechem, who's making ground in the centre, the green jacket. Reminders for King of the Throne, and then Jürgen and Fiscal Prudence and Shoshone Warrior, but it's Mogul in front, racing down to the final furlong, 2.5 in front of Shechem, and then Jürgen and King of the Throne is next with Fiscal Prudence and Shoshone Warrior, but it's Mogul and Ryan Moore, visibly all the wiser for his debut outing, and has made every inch of the running to beat Shechem, Jürgen, and then King of the Throne, Fiscal Prudence and Shoshone Warrior.
From a super family, and Mogul on second start has won for Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien, who won with the classic winner 2 years ago, Saxon Warrior. And the full brother to Japan is off the raised.
And the 2-year-old colts are installed, and they're off in the KPMG Champions Juvenile Stakes Group 2 over a mile. Won last year by Champion Stakes contender Matt Moon, and in the early stages it's Sinawan on the inside with Cormoran racing through in the blue cap, and in between horses on settling down is Howling Wolf, and they're tracked by Mogul. Heading down the far side of the track, and Cormoran and Shamie Heffernan have gone on to lead. Sinawan and Ronan Whelan on the inside of Howling Wolf and Rory Cleary. They're tracked by Mogul and Ryan Moore, and Rebel Tail in between horses, apprentice Ben Cohen on board. Towards the rear are Jatari and Kevin Manning, with last of all Royal County Down and Wayne Lorton. As they come off the back straight, 4.5 furlongs to go in the KPMG Champions Juvenile Stakes. In front is Cormorant by a length, and second place is Howling Wolf. Third on the outside is Mogul, tracked by Sinawan, green jacket on the inside of Rebel Tail, and then Royal County Down and Adjatari. Racing for the 3 in the approach to the straight, and they're well past the halfway stage. Cormorant nudged along in front. Gone second, and a close second on the outside is Howling Wolf. A little over a length back to Mogul and Sinawan. Rebel Tails come under pressure, then Adjatare and Royal County Down. They're racing down towards the final furlong and a half in the KPMG Champions Juvenile Stakes. Here comes Mogul, the favourite, sweeps to the front, got past stable companion Cormorant and Sinawan. Howling Wolf is weak, and then Adjatare, Rebel Tail and Royal County Down, but it's Mogul and Ryan Moore in the lead. Sinawan is staying on well on the outside, but Mogul will continue improving ways. Is your KPMG Champion Juvenile. Sinawan second, and then Adjatari, Rebel Tail, Cormorant, Royal County Down and Howling Wolf.
Favourites won at Mogul. Now 2 from 3, but given his short price, you'd probably describe that, I think, as workmanlike.
Frankie Dettori. In he goes for the Gordon Stakes, an absorbing race. Here's Simon.
Over 1.5 miles, and they jump out of the stall. Subjectivist broke out smartly. Highland Chief and Mogul going forward, and Khalifa Sat is ridden forward on the wide outside as they climb the hill in the early stages, whereas English King and Al-Azi seemingly content to lay off the early pace. And it's Subjectivist and Khalifa Sat a little apart, followed by Highland Chief in third, and then Mogul now switching off in fourth, 3 or 4 lengths to English King, and finally Al-Azi, the Bahrain Trophy winner, around this right-hand turn. And Subjectivist by a couple of lengths to the Derby runner-up Khalifa Sat in second. Then the Derby 10th Highland Chief in third, the Derby 6th Mogul in fourth, English King, the Derby 5th, is back in 5th place, and Alazi, the back marker. Quite well strung out, looks a generous gallop here, with out in the lead Subjectivist and Joe Fanning by about 3 or 4 lengths to Khalifa Sat and Tom Marquand. Highland Chief back in third, followed by Mogul, English King and Alazi. Racing against the outside running rail, and soon they'll be climbing on their way towards the 6 furlong marker. So Subjectivist leads the Gordon Stakes field. 3 lengths to Khalifa Sat. Highland Chief is back in third, followed by Mogul. English King still weighted with, so too Alazi at the rear. Racing to the highest point on the racecourse now, and Subjectivist, if anything, going a little bit further clear of Khalifa Sat as they swing this right-hander in what looks to be a truly run race. Back in third is Highland Chief, followed by Mogul, English King and Alazi as they start on down the hill. Can Subjectivist do a serpentine here, clear of Khalifa Sat as they run down to the final half mile? Highland Chief back in third, followed by Mogul, English King just being ridden into the bridle by Frankie Dettori, and Alazi beginning a run down the outside. Now they're racing on inside the final 3 and a bit furlongs. Subjectivist on the far side has come back to the field, and it's Highland Chief and Khalifa Sat who begin to assert. Alazi with a run down the outside. Mogul, English King is quite hard at work as they race on inside the final quarter mile. Subjectivist battling away far side. Khalifa Sat, Highland Chief beginning to master those two. Then Mogul, Alazi has flattened out. Then English King. It's quite brutal here. They went a good gallop. It's taking stamina, and Subjectivist has got plenty of it on the far side and finds a bit more from Highland Chief, and Mogul down the outside. Subjectivist, Highland Chief. Mogul is thrusting home near side, and Mogul begins to get up and wins the Gordon from Highland Chief in second. Third Subjectivist, and they were away from Khalifa Sat, English King, and finally Alazi.
An absorbing Qatar Gordon Stakes, which has seen a few bubbles burst, but Mogul finally deliver a victory this season for Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien in the silks of Michael Tabor. This beautifully bred, expensively bought.
So Berkshire Rocco is the last one in here. 8 runners lined up, set, and they're off and racing. Just slightly slow to stride, Juan Elcano, who'll be dropped in here for the Sky Bet Great Voltigeur Stakes over a mile and a half. Quite a keen contest with the early advantage. Subjectivist in the lime green jacket, just about heading them all off. Berkshire Rocco handy on the outside. Mogul is settling well in third, with Roberto Escobar's green and white colours racing on the rail. Just behind the leading quartet then is Derain, who's on the outside of Highland Chief. The red cap then of Pile Driver, and 2 lengths back then to Juan Elcano as the runners race across the far side and complete the first 3 furlongs of the race. Looks like a reasonable pace being set here. 6 lengths would cover first and last, and Subjectivist and Joe Fanning out in front then from Berkshire Rocco and Roberto Escobar. Ryan Moore on the favourite Mogul racing just behind the leading trio, with on the inside then Highland Chief. Derain is next. Oh, just being hampered at the back there. Pile Driver just came across, and I think just slightly hampered Juan Elcano, who did well to avoid any problems there. They're racing towards the final 3/4 of a mile here, the halfway point of the Sky Bet Great Voltigeur, and so far Subjectivist has made every yard. And he leads by about 1.5 lengths then as they race down the side of the track. Berkshire Rocco's red jacket on the outside of Roberto Escobar. Then Mogul racing just behind them. Highland Chief next to the rail. Derain defending that unbeaten record is next. Then Pile Driver and Juan Elcano being ridden along, turning in to the home straight then. So just over half a mile to go in the Great Voltigeur, and Subjectivist is in a great rhythm out in front. He leads them by 1.5 lengths to 2 lengths now, just winding it up here, Joe Fanning. Berkshire Rocco still in second place. Mogul is on the move on the outside of Roberto Escobar. Derain is trying to follow him through. Pile Driver making a move behind Highland Chief on the inside. side as well as they race on down towards the final quarter mile here in a wide open looking Great Voltigeur. Pile driver up the inside has travelled smoothly through the race. He comes through to take it up now, and it's Pile driver and Martin Dwyer from Highland Chief. Mogul's only found the one pace with Berkshire Rocco. Pile driver just running around a bit out in front, but he's inside the final furlong here and he's drawing further clear. Pile driver, this big colt, drawing clear to win the Voltigeur in effortless style. He's given weight and beating all round here, and Highland Chief took second, back in third Mogul, and then Berkshire Rocco.
Wow, take that. Pile driver piles it on, 10-1, absolutely romps home, giving £3 to some very...
The Turf World Championships are underway. At the top of the Shartin Straight, and Shafano from out wide and Exultant. They were the first two to leave the gates, and they're going to amble forward two in front of Ho Ho Khan. Columbus County's going to position up on the rail from Royal Julius in the white jacket. 2 lengths to Mogul, and Player Del Puente. He settles down 5 lengths off the second last horse. It's the reigning Hong Kong Horse of the Year. It's Exultant and Zach Purton coming down to the winning post with a round to go. In the first of 4 Group 1s, and he leads Shafano by 1.5 lengths. Royal Julius for France is running a length away third, and Ho Ho Khan fourth the rail. Next Mogul for Ireland on the outside of Columbus County, and 3 lengths away last of all is the Derby runner-up Player Del Puente. Out towards the 1600 metre mark, and it's Exultant leading the way. Royal Julius is 1.5 lengths away second, Shafano third the fence. 2 lengths to Ho Ho Khan inside of Mogul. 2 lengths to Columbus County and 2.5 lengths to Player Del Puente. It's Exultant first to greet the Shingmun Riverside, turning to the back. He leads by 3/4, but he has their head up and he has the mouth open too. Royal Julius is 1 length away second, Shafano third, order remains the same. Mogul's 1 length away fourth. 5th on the inside is Ho Ho Khan from Columbus County. He's back to second last, and 3 lengths away last is Player Del Puente. Near the 1,000 metre mark, so over halfway in the Longines Hong Kong VASE, and it's Exultant looking for an all of the way win. He leads by 1 length on Royal Julius. Shafano's running third. Mogul's just starting to creep a little bit closer. He's fourth now and only 3 lengths off the lead. Ho Ho Khan's against the rail from Columbus County, and 1.5 lengths to Player Del Puente. 6 lengths over them. Exultant lead, 600 to go. Royal Julius ridden up a bit's a neck away. Then Shafano chased along. Mogul yet to be presented to try and run down the favourite. Then Ho Ho Khan and Columbus County. Sprints on now. 400 metres to go. Exultant leads. Mogul's after him. It's the pair at the top of the book. They're out by 2. Favourite and second favourite. Mogul's in front for Ireland. Exultant's 1 length away from Columbus County. It's the 3-year-old Mogul for Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien. 100 metres to go. He's 2 in front of Exultant and Columbus County. Mogul for Ireland wins the VASE. Mogul by 3.5 beat Exultant and Columbus County. Then Ho Ho Khan. Next in Player Del Puente, Shafano, and last in is for 5 wins and has demolished the locals for Ryan Moore. Back in Hong Kong doing what he does best, riding winners.